Hello. Uh, as you can see, I've made myself a mask today. In my role as the disseminator, to have a little bit of fun, I thought I'd make myself, since I'm meant to be kind of like trying to base myself on a superhero, I thought I'd make myself a mask. Because all superheroes have masks. So this is the disseminator's mask, and if you've not noticed, it's actually a D there on its side. So yeah, but I'll have to put my glasses on now because it's quite uncomfortable. Yeah, unlike Clark Kent, I don't go into telephone box. I just tend to change in the office. But anyway, here we go. So the disseminator today. I was going to look at one or two of my newspaper clippings. I've keep clippings from newspapers. I've been reading a newspaper now since I was 17, so that's about 35 years, 36 years of reading a newspaper daily. I don't read as many now, unfortunately. I tend to read online, but I still get Sunday Times. But I've got a collection of amazing bits and pieces you would keep. You think about newspapers, physical objects, you know what I mean? The tangibility of these things is fantastic, and this whole generation of people who don't collect things anymore. So, as I say, part of my role as the disseminator is to try and get people to collect things, because use these as tangible items. In 20 years' time, you'll still be able to find them, as opposed to a lot of technology you've got now. You'll probably lose everything you've got. You won't be able to access it. And also, when you get to a certain age as well, I think there was something on Design Week about vintage packaging, early onset Alzheimer's, and how they're using sort of like these visual triggers to bring back memories for people who maybe whose minds are slightly going. You know what I mean? So I think there's a great reason for collecting things. This one here, this particular was about 7 eggs, not 6, one for each day of the week, which I thought was an interesting idea. This boxer here, I don't know when. I mean, I can't tell you from what years these were taken. This guy here went as far as basically get a tattoo on his back for a heavyweight match to advertise in one of the casino joints in Vegas. This was when Pizza Hut put a logo on a rocket, went to space. New logo launched, Pizza History. Pizza History, Pizza History. There you go. Always a pun. Some artist who'd made a town out of biscuits. This is quite a nice one as well. I think this was basically people who put manhole covers on the wrong way, mixing things up a little bit. There's a kind of quite funny. Curb Your Enthusiasm, it's called. So as you can see, if you're a sucker for a pun, then keep reading your tabloid newspapers. But what I'd like to show out of this is one particular one which I actually felt as though I needed to kind of to basically take one step further. And I've used it a few times in talks. I'll have just to remove the plastic thing so you can actually not get a sheen on it. But yeah, I mean, this was probably 20-25 years ago, and this was the little article here. I'll read it out to you. Drugs pencil misses the point. A drugs message on children's pencils did not turn out the way that campaigners in New York intended. Hundreds of pencils bearing the slogan "Too cool to do drugs" were sent to a primary school in the state. But once they'd been sharpened a few times, the message read "Cool to do drugs," and then eventually "do drugs." Which, so I've sort of just done a little bit of as you can see there, this is what I did as a kind of in response to the article. And yeah, it's the gift that just keeps giving, really. Well, it gives at least twice. But a fantastic example of really not thinking ahead at all. And I often use this as an example to students, and it's on the Disciples of Design, I think, somewhere. But yeah, it never fails to raise a smile. But yeah, so that's what I wanted to say on this little section. Read newspapers, clip things out, keep things, because you never quite know when you're going to need them again, and don't trust technology.